Hi, everybody. It's Friday. Welcome. This feels like the first real summer Friday, doesn't it? First Friday in June, CBSN Minnesota Morning Update time. I'm Jason DeRusha. Maybe you're going to the cabin. If so, what's that life like? This cabin life. No cabin for me. I'll be enjoying some nice air conditioning, though, that's for sure. The heat is on. There it is at noon. 89 degrees by noon today. Whew. On Twitter, if you're a Twitter user, I started a hashtag, hot enough for ya. And it's where people are sharing kind of stupid things we'll be saying to each other over the next 5 or 6 days. It's just going to be a smoker. It'll be 90 plus. Today, look at this, 95. And here's the next 7 days of sweat. Yes, load up on deodorant because you are going to be gross. Record high is 92, a full week. Riley, I think, is going conservative on Wednesday and Thursday. He thinks those clouds, maybe he'll keep it down to 89. But, you know, anybody feel differently when it's 89 versus 91? If so, you, congratulations, are a human thermometer. I don't think most of us can tell the difference, right? The temps in the 90s again today. Hey, parts of greater Minnesota will be at 100, and I'll guarantee your car thermometers. Oh, the most accurate weather measuring instrument around. Number 1, car thermometer. Number 2, bank thermometer. Number 3, your phone app. Number 4, $1 million worth of equipment here in the Weather Center. Don't trust us. But we want to know this from you. Yep. Oh, is it beach weather? Is that your word? Beach, bikini, sun. We want one word. Sweat, stinky, randy. I don't know. How you feeling about this heat wave? Is it hot enough for you? We want one word. How do you feel about the heat wave? And this is a challenge. It's the one-word challenge, and my favorite thing is to see how many of you use 3 or 4 words. I enjoy that. So leave your comment on the WCCO TV Facebook page. We'll share through some of the best in just a couple of minutes. We are waking up to more damage, more unrest in Uptown. Not exactly clear exactly why this happened again. There was an officer who shot and killed a man last night in Uptown, so likely this is the connection. But you see there were fires in the street. There's a dumpster fire. Several stores like Target and CVS had their windows broken overnight. Police tell us they did make a handful of arrests. Not a huge number of people involved in this. No organized protest as far as we can tell, but certainly tensions running high and some lawlessness in the streets of Uptown. This destruction happening just hours after a member of a federal task force shot and killed a man during an attempted arrest. This all going down on this top level of a parking ramp next to what used to be called Calhoun Square. Several questions right now about how this all went down. What was this person wanted for? Why was a federal task force making this arrest in the middle of the day? What role did they play? Who fired the shot? We know Hennepin County deputies were involved. We know Minneapolis Police Department says they were not involved. So many questions still about the man that was killed in Uptown in the middle of the day yesterday. The debate over reopening George Floyd Square continues, and this morning we're really nowhere different than we were yesterday. You saw here on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update yesterday, city crews, public works crews, about 100 people moved in, removed barricades, cleaned up the street, kind of protected the fist sculpture in the middle to create a roundabout. But then people in the community essentially rebarricaded it. So they brought in dumpsters and construction barriers and blocked off the intersection again. You saw the mayor, Jacob Fry, who said, look, we know it's going to be tough. It's going to be fits and starts, but we want to have it fully reopened to traffic in the next few days. Lots of complaints where people feel like they were not notified, which they were not, but people feeling like they were not heard. The city saying, look, we've been talking about this and what our plan was for more than a year. So that discussion will continue. This weekend, Surly Brewing reopens at Minneapolis Beer Hall. That happens tomorrow, but one product is still going to be off limits, and that's growlers. Surly cannot sell growlers. Boy, I remember when Surly first opened, what was it, 2005, going to their brewery in Brooklyn Center and picking up a growler. I think I had at the time I had like a 1.5-year-old son who is going to get his driver's license in a couple of weeks. At any rate, as my child has grown over the years, so has Surly. And they've grown so large that under Minnesota state law, they're not allowed to sell growlers. The idea was to create growlers for small breweries. But when the law was created, I think some would say that legislators didn't envision how large craft brewing was going to become and how important growlers would be to places like Fulton, Surly, Shells, Summit, Castle Danger, Bent Paddle, some of the bigger ones anyway. Surly brought lawmakers in to tour the tap room yesterday, talk about how if they would change the law, this would help breweries as they deal with recovering from the pandemic. We will see. I mean, the legislators have to pass a 2-year budget in their special session. Are they really going to redo liquor laws in Minnesota? We'll see. Some Twin Cities lakes are dealing with an invasive species. And when you think, here's an invasive fish to be feared, a fish that will take over the ecosystem, look at this video. Ah! It's goldfish. Really? Look at all the goldfish in this Carver County lake, this Big Woods Lake, Lake Hazeltine and Chaska. They first found these goldfish. You know, it seems so ridiculous. Somebody probably with their kid maybe was like, let's release these goldfish into nature. And these former pets kind of did the fish nasty. And then it's Fish Fest. Look at all the goldfish out there. Scientists said the population's now exploded over the last few years, and they're using like essentially electroshocks to kind of stun the goldfish to the surface because they don't want these fish to make their way to the Minnesota River. Here's one of the fish experts talking about kind of what they're doing here.
Fall, we removed close to 100,000 goldfish. This spring, it was another 10 to 15,000.
Yeah, right. So they don't want these to end up in the Minnesota River. Next thing you know, goldfish have taken over the Minnesota waterways. It's kind of amazing they can tag these fish and track them, and they'll find out where they're spawning and figure out the best way to manage them. If they have a couple extra, like I wouldn't mind a couple of fish, right? Ron, you want a couple goldfish for your house?
That's all they got there, Jason.
That's it. Yeah, that's true. That is what happened. Next thing you know, you get a couple of these lake goldfish in your house, and before you know it, you got 4,000 goldfish on your counter. I can't even keep a goldfish alive, and somehow these fish end up in Carver County. Well, the most fertile water in Minnesota, Chaska. Minnesotans of all shapes and sizes, look, one thing that unites us is time together on one of Minnesota's 10,000 lakes. Hanging out with friends, with some buddies. Same is true for our wildlife in Minnesota. Check out this moment captured by photographer Scott Reichen. What a great photo. This is a loon. What lake is this? Lake Miltona. That's just the north of Alexandria. Scott says every year a loon couple lays eggs on the platform. And, you know, not normally would you have a muskrat show up. And then there's the turtle climbing on the loon's back.
She didn't seem to care. And one time the turtle started slipping off the back, and she actually put her wing up to kind of catch him and keep him on her back.
That's what loons do with their chicks, so why not do it with the turtle? I mean, does the loon really know this is a turtle on the back? Probably not. 2 of the loon's eggs hatched yesterday, Scott tells us. The photo, by the way, has been shared thousands of times. I mean, this is America's hope right here, right? If you could have a muskrat and a turtle and a loon coexisting peacefully, I mean, why can't we? Why can't we work it out? Why can't we come together? Why do we have to keep yelling in my Twitter comments about masks and violence? Can't we just find the love, the inspiration of the loon, the turtle, and the muskrat? This is big news in the DeRusha household. The Disney Avengers campus at California Adventure. It opens the public today. Yeah, a lot of influencers were out there. Seth, my kid, tells me, hey, all the influencers are out at this new Marvel exhibit, new Spider-Man adventure ride, some new restaurants. Seth's like, I thought you were an influencer, Dad. Why can't you get out there? I'm like, I'm not that cool. This was supposed to open a year ago, but, you know, COVID. California will loosen almost all of its COVID-19 restrictions in a couple of days. And hopefully soon enough, the rest of us will be allowed. Right now, only California residents allowed to go to Disneyland. United Airlines saying, we think people would like to fly in this pencil-shaped airplane. Supersonic flight going to take off again in the next decade. United has agreed to buy 15 Overture planes from this startup called Boom Supersonic. These jets are nearly twice as fast as a Boeing 787, could reduce transatlantic flight times to just 3.5 hours. Whoa, that's crazy, right? It's going to be a while, 2029. And as always, I'd love to take that flight. Just maybe not the first one. Maybe not the first one. Since pandemic restrictions have rolled back, there are plenty of places to cool off. And let me ask you this before we tell you about all this. When the weather's hot, are you sitting at home and you're like, it's going to be hot for like 5 days. I wonder if the news could give me some ideas on how to beat the heat. I don't know what to do. What do I do? We're here to help. How about go to the library? They have air conditioning. And furniture. Yeah, they're bringing the furniture back. You still need to wear a mask. But hey, what's a little face mask and some nice, cool, crisp 72 air conditioning? The county building will be revisiting their policy. They haven't gotten a chance to do that, I guess. Some of the wading pools in Minneapolis are already open. That's good stuff. We know Bunker Beach opens soon. A lot of our county beaches are open. How about the museum? I'm a big fan of MIA, the Minneapolis Institute of Art. It's huge. Has all sorts of different art, no matter what period you like. They got it. And you don't need a reservation anymore. You can just show up. So that's good stuff. So think about the museums. I don't know. Any other ideas, Ron? What could people do to beat the heat? How about like an ice cream cone? That'd be good. What else could we do to beat the heat? Movie? Go see a movie?
Always comfortable.
Yeah. Lot of options. Oh, bowling. Josh, could you show up to the news meeting today? I bet we'll be looking for new ideas for ways to cover this. Beat the heat. It's the dumbest thing ever. Like, you guys don't know what to do? I've never seen the weather warm before. All right, let's go. One word. Lori, gross. That's how Lori feels about this heat wave. Lori, think about how your friends and family feel. Diana says, sweltering. I like it, Diana. That's a good word, sweltering. Sticky. With a puke emoji, Joanne. You know, we thought about asking you guys if you prefer it below zero or hot. That's a classic one. We may bring that one up Monday. I don't want to use all my warm weather story ideas in one shot here. Pontooning. Oh, isn't this a perfect weekend for like a nice can of beer on the pontoon? Maybe it's a seltzer. Maybe you're a Truly or you're a White Claws fan. No laws, by the way. Katrina Ecstatic. I like that. Katrina, I like the positivity. Very nice. It's, you know, I mean, it's fabulous. Karen Johnson, I think you're fabulous. Thank you for the comment. Randy Nielsen, AC. That counts for one word, I think, AC. Yeah. Carrie says beautiful. Yeah, it is. You know what? I mean, summer. It just feels like the pandemic. It feels like we're coming out of it. The weather's going to be great. You're feeling good. And Wes Huntington says, yuck. Yeah, you know, Wes, I was trying to get it going. I was trying to bring the positivity. And our producer, Chris, decided it would be best to end today with yuck. Yeah, real nice, Chris. Chris, I have some suggestions for ways you could beat the heat, but we'll talk about that off the air, maybe. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice weekend.